Radio grade 10s. In preparation for the exam, let's do some mechanical analytical revision. So a mechanical analytical question looks something like this, where you have a given figure or a given assembly, and then you also have questions regarding that given figure. And most of the information in this question you are going to be able to retrieve from the actual figure and the information provided down here itself. So this is part of EGD where some study work is required, because you need to know what a rounding looks like, you need to know what a fillet looks like, you need to know what a shaft looks like. So this is part of our study work for grade 10 EGD. Now let's start with the questions. The first question asks us, sorry, my thing just fell from my desk. The first question here asks us, what is the name of the manufacturing company? Now if we go take a look at the information that is given to us, you'll see that the manufacturing company in this case is JP Engineering. So then you go and you write JP Engineering. Remember, we only write in print in EGD. Second question, how many parts are there in the assembly? And now you can physically go look at your given parts list, which clearly shows how many parts there are in this assembly. From 1 to 9, meaning that the total number of parts is 9. Question 3, on what date was the drawing checked? Again, if we go look at our given information, we can see that there is a revised date, okay, not to be confused by the date checked. Over here is our date checked, right there, checked by H. Kruger, and the date 2015-10-19. So we write our answer 2015-10-19. Who revised the drawing? Now we need to go look at the revised list, and as we can see, Chris revised this drawing, given right there. And then you can write Chris. Question 3, question 4, what is the dimension unit? And for the dimension unit in EGD, we can see that we are using millimeters in this scenario. So for dimension unit, you can write mm or millimeters. Question 6, what material is the shaft made of? Now we can go back to our parts list, and we can see that our shaft is made of steel. So I can write steel. What heat treatment is required? Okay, again, now we go back to our information that is given to us. And right here we can see that heat treatment, none is required. So then we can go and write none. What is the drawing number? Again, given information. If we look right there, we can see that our drawing number is clearly provided as HJJ-AF-13. What is the inside diameter of the small O-ring seal in part 1? Now where's part 1? Part 1 is, there's the O-ring seal. Now they want to know what the inside diameter of that O-ring seal is. If we look at our drawing, we can see that part number 1 is right there, our O-ring seal. And if we go look at this drawing, which has our dimensions, we can see that our O-ring seal sits on the shaft in a rounding with the diameter of with a radius of 1, and that shaft has a total diameter of 16. Meaning, if I want to know what the inside diameter of the O-ring is, I have to take 16 minus this one minus that one, and that will give me a diameter of 14. Remember to write the diameter symbol before you write 14. What is the function of the feature at A? Now where's A? A is right there. This squiggly line at the end of the shaft. Now that squiggly line means that our shaft is longer than what is given to us. It means that the shaft extends past that point. So what we can write in our answer is that the shaft is longer. Name the feature at B. Let's quickly find B. Looks like B is right there. B refers to that outside rounding. So that is a rounding. Now, there's a small catch here. Okay, so B is our rounding. Then they ask us what is the feature at C. So let's go look at C quickly. C is given to us right there. Now, what is the difference between B and C? B is a rounding on the outside of a corner, and C is also a rounding but on the inside of a corner. And a rounding on the inside of the corner like this, that is what we refer to as a fillet. So C is a fillet. 13. What type of section is shown at D? Now D is right there. Now what type of section is shown at D? That shows us that inner keyway right there. So that is referred to as a part section. Name the feature at E. E is right there. Okay, so E is referring to the keyway, meaning that E is a keyway. A keyway is a small groove in which a key lies in a mechanical assembly. So E is a keyway. What M size nut would be used to hold the bearing in place? Now, if we look at the parts list, we can see that bearing is part number 7, the bearing. So let's go look at where part number 7 is. Part number 7 is that thing right there. And if we look at the bearing, or sorry, the nut that is required to keep that in place, we can see that it is a M20. Okay, it is a M20 nut that will be used to hold that bearing into place. Okay, or to hold that plate in its place. So question number 15, we write M20. Remember to write the M in front. 16, what is the inside diameter of the bearing? Okay, so again, now we need to look at the bearing. The bearing is right there. Okay, so there's the bearing. This entire thing is the bearing. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. This entire thing is the bearing. We can see, we know it's a bearing because, remember, in a ball bearing we have small balls that cause the bearing to freely run, to smoothly run. So that ball represents that bearing, and this is our bearing is represented when it is sectioned. Now they are asking what is the inside diameter right there of the bearing. So first we need to find out where the bearing will sit. We know that the bearing will sit right there, and if we have a look, let's quickly have a look if we can find there we have an inside diameter of 28. So from there to there is given as 28, meaning that the inside diameter of our bearing will also be a diameter of 28. Name the feature at F. Where's F? F is right there, pointing to that line. Now that you all should know, that is called a center line. Now they ask us to determine some dimensions. The first one is the dimension at Q. Q being right there. Now, if we look at the given information, we can see that Q will be the same as the dimension given right there. It's on the same level. You can line it up with your ruler, meaning that Q will have a diameter of 40. Why a diameter and not just 40? Because remember, this is a shaft. It is a cylindrical object. We know that it's a cylindrical object because we can see this section line right there. We can see that it is. That tells us that it is a shaft. And a shaft is round, meaning from there to there will be a diameter. Now, the dimensions at R. Where is R? Let's quickly find R. There. R is right there. What is the dimension at R? Now, if we have a look at the keyway, the radius for the keyway, it's given as 2, and the radius for the shaft, or the diameter for the shaft, is given as 16. So we have to take 16, subtract that 2, because they want to know what the distance is from there to there, and that will give us 14. And this is not going to be a diameter. Why? Because we are not measuring from the center of a shaft anymore. So we cannot write it as a diameter. Still question 18, determine the dimensions at S. S being right there. Now to determine the dimension of S, we can take the complete distance at the bottom given as 155. We can minus 88, we can minus 16, and we can minus 35, and then we will be left with 16. So S will be 16. Question 19. In the block below, draw in neat freehand the symbol of a third angle orthographic projection. So question 19, third angle orthographic projection. I'm going to start off with my center line, and then remember, you have a small circle, you have a bigger circle of the cone, and then you have the side view of your cone. Question 20. In the block below, draw in neat freehand the sun's 1011 convention of a bearing, which is part 7. Now if you look at the sun's convention for a bearing, it's going to be this symbol. You have a large rectangle, 2 squares on the side. Those squares have X's in them, indicating the bearings. And remember, because it's a bearing, it's a cylindrical object, it's a round object, it has a center line. And that concludes this mechanical analytical question. Good luck for your exams. Remember to study hard.